So let's see. Last time on our director's commentary run of Zodiac Trial, we did the whole bunny dog branch, which was 4 routes, which includes bunny route, dog route, ox route, and dragon route. Then we did the weapons branch with tiger and dragon, which includes tiger route and snake route. So I suppose our next move is to go back up here. Let's go with horse and sheep. In retrospect, this scene's a little hollow when compared to the other searching options. There's no puzzle, no big revelation. I think it has some nice characterization for 2 characters who need it. Okay, yeah, that is true. But anything, I kind of wish I had room for more fluff interactions that were just sort of conversations. I think checking out the training room seems like a... Oh, that's back to mouse. Ah, one of the only potential route deciding choices before the trader announcement. I planned for there to be more of these, but after playtesting some, I realized that they just weren't too fun. I still decided to leave at least one in. See, I actually really like this one. She raised a good point. Okay. We're obviously going to have routes split between Hans and sheep. We'll do Hans first. I forget what the trigger is for... What if we do bunny and dog? No, that takes us... Oh, right. Bunny and dog gives... That's my bad. Bunny and dog gives us the second call. For some reason I thought it was pig and monkey that did that. Oh, we triggered monkey. Did we? Monkey is content. We just end up with the monkey and pig branch. Yeah. Interesting. Monkey's confession here might be odd, but there's some rationale behind it. Basically, Monkey is trying to find routes where she wins in the long game. To not confess here makes her look real bad in the long game. I suppose, in her eyes, she has the ability to turn things in her favor, even if she's confesses and is tied up. Gosh, it's been a while. I don't actually remember choices. Back to anything. Agree with Ox. This route is maybe one of my favorites. Not my favorite, but up there. I don't know. It has a lot of good stuff in it. For one, there's a lot of Rooster, which is always a positive. More on that later. I also like the idea of a contestant trying to take advantage of the ambiguous rules and forge some of their own for their own devices. And it's super ironic that Rooster is the one that ends up resorting to this tactic. Where did we just hit Rooster out? Sheep time. Anything to say about Kafka's Toxin? This one really blows. This never really comes into play. To be honest, this scene was included for 2 reasons. One, I wanted a filler scene between now and meeting Rooster, both for pacing and for plot. 2, I wanted to stake the explanation to Kafka's toxin somewhere. There weren't many good options. Does it not contradict with... Like, did we miss the, That's the one thing that still perplexes me that I brought up before, last video. They will be notified they have been poisoned. They will know that they will die at the end of the next round unless they find the antidote. Randomly selected from a variety of pre-selected options. The blood of the one who poisoned them, in which case, was randomly selected during Ox's poisoning. The fact of the matter is the antidote will doom them, not save them. If the victim calmly accepts their fate and intends to die, nothing will happen to them. Ox died drinking Bunny's blood, while the implication was that Pig pushed the button. But, per the mechanics of Kafka's toxin that was explained here, Bunny poisoned Ox. Moving along. Rooster time. Okay, this is a bit off topic, but I'm shocked that there was never a trick that involved physically swapping out 2 of the safes. I mean, it's mentioned several times that they all pretty much looked identical. They weren't that big, so it'd totally be feasible. It's a type of trick I'd totally do. Guess you can chalk that up to the list of ideas that I never got around to. Like, how would you even prove that they... That feels like a difficult idea to implement. Because how would you even prove that someone swapped the saves? I guess, number 1, how would you even prove that in terms of the story? Number 2, what would that accomplish? It's a nice idea for a trick, though. Ritual time. Obviously, we'll try and save Ox and die. I don't know why I felt compelled to include this. I just did. This? I don't blame you. That was great. Alright, get out. Bye, Ox. Rooster accusing himself, such a power move, and so in character. It's so in character, and he's so ridiculous that you can totally believe he's just, accusing himself because he's an intention hog. This might be one of those situations where even after the later reveal with the upper trial happens, people won't put together who the culprit must be, just because of how incognito Rooster approaches this. Like, Rooster is so well established as a blowhard, attention seeker, starlet, manlet, that him just outright accusing himself when he's actually the killer is a power move. And it's effective, because it's just Rooster being Rooster. I think the only reason these sections work is because just how done Mouse is with Dog. If Mouse was, like, taken in by this, the writing would probably be too cheesy. Very insightful. Yeah, you never get let down. I think throwing in small mysteries like these are important. shows that you, as the author, have thought through the implications of your scenarios fully. And for astute readers, it allows them the same opportunity. So now this is Bunny dead. Bunny dead, horse gone. Alright, horse dead, bunny gone. Bunny's the easier one to move. Why set it up like this indeed? I think this also gets us a game over, so we'll save over here. We want to look above, but... Hello? We die. Just look above. This mystery route doesn't really have a lot of solving. That choice just there accounts for pretty much all of it. The issue was that the mystery without the evidence obtained from looking there was too unfair. The mystery with that evidence is a bit too easy. The thing I regret is that I wasn't able to add a bit more deduction to what I consider to be a pretty decent mystery. See, this was actually one of my favorite mysteries in the game, to be perfectly honest. If anything, just because of how, like, thinking about how this route resonated with me when compared to, say, Snake's route. I feel like Snake's route, while a mystery that I didn't give enough credit, Snake's route, I think, we worked through, like, we had all the murders given to us. While we did have that deduction bit with Snake where he just ran through all the locked room stuff. It's like, we had all the murders laid out to us in short order. And then we just had the big confrontation with Snake where he solved all of it. Out of the blue. I think this one felt like it was happening more in real time, so to speak. Like, we have a crime, we're investigating it, trying to work through that crime, then developments happen, which means we have to target our investigation. I guess I feel like that this just flowed better as a mystery than Snake's route. Another reason I really love this route is because of the confrontation with Rooster. You get to see him acting fully as a villain, something you don't get to witness in the true route. He's jovial even when confronted, but soon enough you do also get to see a serious side of him. I think for a number of players it'll be a cool moment, realizing that beneath the surface Rooster is actually pretty calculating, and a good actor. His backstory, and the fact that he's one of the few that kills for non-traitor related reasons, but for reasons that to the player may initially seem justified, we think sets him up as pretty interesting. It doesn't go anywhere beyond this, but it's still pretty cool. Oh. So this little bit is pure fiction. Oh, okay. The thought process behind this route was one where Rooster decides to indulge in some personal vengeance after being influenced by Monkey. Getting his revenge, though, he decides he might as well personally take out the target since he's already put physically killing back on the table. He adds this to justify why he tried to kill Dragon, but if he got away with it, Snake, Mouse, and Pig, the other traitor, would all be on the hit list. What the hell? Okay, that's an interesting bit of context that That's an interesting bit of context that I never actually considered in all this. After finishing the game, essentially. Open all the things now. Oh god. Yeah, it felt it felt like it made sense at the moment. It felt plausible at the moment. But yeah, the context from the ending really changes this, doesn't it? Rooster killed people involved in the conspiracy. And now Rooster is trying to justify killing Dragon. Rooster's killed already, and for personal reasons, and now he's essentially justifying himself to go and kill the people that Rooster once dead, to cover his tracks. That's interesting. Dead. Rooster does get stabbed with a penalon, huh? Yeah. There's probably something symbolic about that, but don't ask me. Dead. Rooster outdone. Trust monkey. So, letter-free monkey for pig route. Do-it-yourself for monkey route. Save here. We'll do monkey route first. This route. Ooh, this route. Was a real tricky needle to thread. How to reveal the mastermind's true nature without giving things away. Yet it had to have her manipulating the others into killing each other. That just had to be the case. But how to do it which keeps her character intact for people who don't see it, but also properly justifies it. I decided to lean into her curiosity angle and blame her madness on the chair. Some implication in other routes that she has tendencies to fall into this sort of thing. Hopefully it tricks the players. Oh goody, I don't remember the choices in this route either. Can I? Hesitate. Dead. I can trust you. Not sure she'd speak. She ripped her tablet tightly to her chest, holding onto it like a life preserver. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal the traitor on this route. Crazy? And bang. What? Pig dies. Now, in this case... Horse was in the office. So, Bunny Horse... Tiger was here. Sheep was dead. Theoretically, Sheep was the first to be manipulated. This whole route is sort of a big reference to other places. It's quite tempted to lock this route behind something that would make it harder to see, because running into it very late makes it more effective in my opinion. Ultimately, I changed my mind, though. Anyway, this whole scene references the Tiger route. The lying witness about being hit in the back of the head, walking in on Tiger and a separate victim, presence of a pen, crushed windpipe, someone beaten. Oh, it really does. It's not direct, but it rhymes, so to speak. That's interesting. One of the features I like about this route is how frantic it is. I agree. You really get the sense when running from place to place how desperate Mouse is to keep everything from falling apart. Yeah, it has such a manic pacing to it. I think that puts it above Snake's route in a way. It's such an overly manic pacing with just questions upon questions upon questions. That it definitely puts it above Snake's route, I think. I figured having Rooster kill Ox without a clear motive was fine, since how close in proximity this route was to Rooster's route. It's like either someone's already seen that route, or they'll see it soon. Next. Yeah, this is pretty much the same place Rooster and Ox. Rooster ends up. Start with Dragon's here now. Letter opener, killing intent. Grab a nearby textbook and hit him in the side of the head. Before we do that, we skipped over Dragon's scene entirely. Which, does she drop the line? Tether got broken. Dragon kills the shit out of Bunny. Bunny kills Horse. Funny thing about Dragon's knowledge of Bunny's past is that it's so real. Bunny being Bunny, tries to kill. After all, the chaos and darkness of this race will tear away all this shit. Us survivors will write the truth. That's the line. Now, does Snake bring that line back? Of course, as you now know, this is another reference to Rooster's eventual fate. Grab a nearby pen and stab to the side of the throat. Rooster likes getting stabbed in the throat with pens a lot. Mouse going to find dog. Breathe, Mouse. Remember what I taught you. We never do find out what the 3 words that Monkey uses as trigger words for Mouse. But what if it's something had something to do with breathing? A big part of their relationship is breathing exercises. Not much to do about them. Mouse's decision here is not great, but hey, give her some credit. After this sequence of events, everything happened so quickly. Would you know what the right move is? We'll swiftly find out that that was not. Again, Snake and Dragon's fates mirror their fates from the true end. The true cause behind these deaths is the same in both cases. Monkey. Now... Oh no, we're We're on a different page. Save here. The question in this case. So monkey talks mouse, out of blaming Brian and into blaming dog. Right. Go kill dog. Okay then. Self-defense. Dead. Oh. I forget. Oh dear. Sheep. Sheep? In general, this route can leave a lot of questions in the air. That's intentional, I'd say. Oh? Battle of mutual destruction. What doesn't feel right? Dragon and snake? Snake and dragon died like I said. I've been ignorant of it. Yes. You had to have known. Oh, mouse. Definitely not napping, that's for sure. It's just my way of writing dog out of the story. Is it the most logical thing? Maybe not, but it's kind of funny. I mean, it's almost in character for him. Unsolvable mystery in the wake of monkey's disappearance. 3. Unsolvable mystery. Might be too obscure for people to reasonably get, but the intended answer for this lies in who tied Monkey up. Rooster. Rooster, acting as Monkey's partner, smuggled her a bladed instrument when he tied her up. Just as a precaution, of course. Makes sense. And that's it for Monkey. Really, the context from the true end does kind of help there in answering questions. Ironically, for both Rooster's route and Monkey's route. So that's neat. I can get behind that. Rooster, Monkey, pig time. Not much to say so far. I suppose it only kicks off after we make this first choice and pig makes her first move. Sneaky right on the pig. Get the first bad end. Appreciate having some endings that were bad, where you could still get out alive. I think they added some variety. Oh. Oh no. I picked the wrong route to skip through. Now the music's layering on itself. Mistakes were made. Okay. Where'd I actually save here? Don't save here. Okay, run as usual. Now business picks up. This is the only route where the confession mechanic is actually utilized, which makes the characters forgetting about it fitting, I think, as most of the players have also forgotten about it at this point as well. It works. Hans time. Go, Hans. If you did the snake route, you should know what this is. Ah, yes, the electrified doorknob trick. Well played. Fair point. Halt, Hans. Bunny is brought in because he's the most morally compromised. The idea is that the two of them are basically just going to make him an unwitting accomplice by bringing him in there, threatening him with execution, info on him, and buying his silence. Oh. Monkeys are willing to die. Oh. Oh, wow. I forgot about this scene. Rooster agrees to kill Monkey. Monkey is one of the traitors. Agrees to die for the good of the group. Killed in a separate room. Let's check that. I want just the two of you being there when we kill you. Seems suspicious. Bunny come along too. Wow, okay. Not a great permanent solution, but the best that can be done at this point. So we're getting Monkey out of the picture without actually killing her because she's not keen on dying. Rooster exited the room, walked by his money to the cafeteria, saw his pace. Didn't look good. Ten at the end of the same turn, with just what we had? Oh, is this is the one where we get the Ox is right, Ox is wrong, but death. Ox is wrong. Originally, you were asked to actually solve this puzzle yourself. You had full control of all the pieces, and you could do whatever you wanted. However, this ended up being way too complicated. Way too complicated for the game as is. Gotta find the line. Gotta find the line. There it is. Horse gallops safely in the finish line. Chief uses all 63 of her actions to fucking zoom right into the finish line in the speed of light. That's the line. Fuck yes. So, our current choice here, confirming Monkey's dead body. Which, if Monkey actually didn't die, thank God it hadn't been a more gruesome scene. If only Mouse had investigated more. Obviously, Monkey wouldn't have just been standing around. She set up this scene to fool any passerbys. Well, that's interesting. I don't think there's going to be anything skipping, but once again, this route functions a little differently than the others. Instead of a big confrontation, you're simply left with a somber note. I know some people who didn't like Pig, but for those who did, I think this is a big point in her favor. Most characters don't really learn a lesson in their route. If they do, it's very surface level at that. Pig is one of the few with full knowledge of their sins, and ends up taking full responsibility and reflecting on that when confronted with it. Pig's will is sad, ultimately. Tear it up. If you tear up this note, you actually miss out on some pretty insightful dialogue with Dragon. Awfully cocky for a group who lost 2 of their members. Blind men truly are jesters to those who can see. Now then, until we meet again. And it's gone. This is a nod to the fact that there's a way to get out with no deaths. On a more meta level, the purpose for this dialogue is to show the Jade Emperor talking with people when everyone is around, maskless. Everyone except Pig and Monkey, both of whom are dead. Oh. Oh, that works. That works really well. Admittedly, like, there's no way to deduce that Monkey would be still alive from the clues you're given in this route. It is, in fact, the context of knowing that Monkey and Rooster were working together that really changes your perspective on this route. We're gonna give them out. Tell the truth. This section basically just throws a bunch of shade out at everybody. Need to keep people on their feet. Follow the money, you see the full story. Ox Prosecutor Department. Bunny Dog. Employed Sheep, Commission Snake, Business Deal with Tiger. Construction Worker, Parents of an Aspiring Actor. Yeah. Mouse, Dragon, and Monkey. Good point. So, everyone here's fucking dirty. Yeah, pretty much. Does anything change if we protect Pig? Nope. Fair enough. That's Pig route. One of my favorites, honestly. Pig is a very underrated character, I think. We need to load this. So, we've done Rooster. We've done Pig. We've done Monkey. We need to do Sheep. Dog Bunny. sheep, horse, and mouse. So we do need to load back into here. Bunny and dog takes us to mouse. So I guess we go tiger dragon again. So fun fact, these two routes were initially written with a completely different death game in mind. After I changed things up, I liked enough of these routes that I took them and retrofitted them into my new script. I think for the most part, I did a good job of implementing it, but if there are some aspects of it that feel off, that's probably where it stems from. Tiger confessing here obviously changes how the ensuing conversations plays out. Which is not doing his usual let's tie her up shtick because it's a tiger. That might not play out the way he wants it to. Seriously? No way. So this juncture is one of the subtlest in the game. And the fact that sheep contains critical knowledge doesn't help things. The people going from a sheep route to horse route will know what to do. It might be harder to spot things from the reverse. Does this actually change anything? Rock, paper, scissors. As fair is fair. Look, I think I wrote this when I had a different philosophy regarding the choices. I seem to have no point throwing in a number of meaningless ones. Maybe meaningless is harsh. Anyways, you don't see stuff like this as much as in other routes. So this is one of the older routes you have? This is obviously not going to go well, but go for the gun. Horse's secrecy and his motive used to have a bigger explanation in the original version of this route. It involved a forged note pretending to be from the Jade Emperor and everything. In this, though, it's mostly just that he wants to get out alive for his daughter. You see this behavior throughout the routes. He'll try to work with the group. When push comes to shove, he's out for himself. Simple as that. I mean, I guess that would make sense.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And what I was saying is, I guess that's explains why he just sort of goes off the rails and kills the shit out of everybody in Mouse's route. Because if he feels like the group, working with the group's going to shit, he goes into business for himself and just kills the fuck out of everybody. In a weird way, that tracks. So I can buy that. Simple as that. Dead, dead, dead. Right dead. Run. Now the battle begins. Full disclosure, I think that soda bit might be my favorite in the whole game. That was good. Not a good comedian. This game doesn't have a light tone, so there's not too many full-on jokes in it. This one really is just a full comedic setup, and maybe it's indulgent to say, but I think it delivers pretty well. Yes. By the way, speaking of comedy, I'd estimate a good 70% of the humor in the entire game comes from Rooster. Maybe 65%. Correct. It's and Horse makes a shockingly good deadpan straight man to play off of in that scenario too. Fun story that maps this section run by me. No fucking surprise. When making them, I did sort of maybe fuck them up a little bit. So I had to rewrite this section to be in line with that fuck up. Oh well. I can believe that'd be Snake's handwriting. One of these kills us, I don't remember which. Right door? Yeah, I'll do it. But, settle down, Bunny. Snakes want this and Mouse has agreed to it, then we might as well let it happen. I must admit I'm curious as to Snake's motives. Making the safest choice. Well, if you guys think so, you're probably right. Sorry for being negative there, just, concerned and all. Fair, but unnecessary. And was stacked on. Pistol. Right entrance, begin on lookout watch. A horse. Just keep your eyes peeled. Can't skip through this, so we haven't seen this before. It seems to be just a variation of something else we've already seen, but I highly doubt he'll be coming in from that entrance, but if he does, you've got a clear shot of him. Doesn't have one of you. Right? Just need to do our jobs and kill if the need came. That was the part I was most nervous of. Alright. Nervous, Snake? Reasonably. What's going to happen if he shows up? We'll shoot him. Honestly, I'd be more nervous if he didn't show up. We do have to input our actions for this turn in the race eventually. What if he shoots us first? It shouldn't be possible. Why are you nervous? We're fighting for our lives, fighting to kill. It's natural to be nervous, and nothing is certain. You don't look nervous. No reason to show it. When Ox told Bunny he could trust you to use a sniper, what was that about? Was he just saying that to placate him? Most likely. Ox has remembered more about me at this point. The prosecutor of the Morris case, he looked into the backgrounds of most of the relevant actors, including mine. So you do know what you're doing? If I didn't, why would I volunteer? Fair enough. Suppose you wish to know why I know how to operate a sniper rifle. Certainly curious about it. As a matter of fact, I used to be in the military. You? You'd act so surprised. It's a while ago. Probably not. No. It's to the point where... Note how Rooster and Monkey were the first to split up from the group at this point, after Snake dies. In an original version of this route, Ox actually dies here. He tried to be like, fuck it, and break a window to escape, but then he gets executed. I don't know why I put that in there. I also don't know why I took it out. I don't mourn its absence, though. Alright. Wish I had another bunny expression for this scene. None of them perfectly fit the mood. The mood being... serious bunny. Sure you want to do it like this. It'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun for me, a lot of pain for you. I'm not sure what is varying here that we're getting these new unread scenes. Excuse me? Fun story. This section used to be a lot more bad shit. Really? It involved, I kid you not, horse throwing a knife through Tiger's throat and into Bunny's forehead. Holy shit, dude. It was absurd, but intentionally so. I figured this whole route was kind of absurd, and that was the final logical escalation of that idea. Playtesters were mixed on it, though. A few got what it was going for and quite liked it, while others just said it brought them out of it. Yeah, a bit of both. In the end, I decided it wasn't the hill to die on and changed it. I like the change. It's a nice moment to showcase Bunny's brutality. Yeah, where Bunny shoots through Tiger and Horse shockingly blocks it and knifes Bunny. Ooh, okay. So Horse's backstory was actually one of the early ones I had in mind. It was basically a Jekyll and Hyde variant without the supernatural twist. I liked the idea of somebody who wanted to do evil internalizing that concept and using a physical object as a crutch. Someone raised so strict that they literally had to disassociate to do wrong, and how that would spiral. I tried to be very careful with the language. Between this and Monkey, I fear I may have slightly fallen into the trap of showcasing neurotypicals as scary or evil, which was really not the intent. Definitely walked that line. It's not my place to say if you went over that line, but definitely got close. Definitely tightrope walking that line. There's very little real-world basis. There's enough of that shit already. Problem is, from a writing perspective, it's a very easy trope to fall into. I want it to be clear that Horse does not suffer from split personality. Anything like that. I don't think it'd even be a real thing. It's a hollow way of coping that's gone too far. Fair enough.
Here we go again.
Moving forward, because the game broke again. So, like, having Snake explicitly make comments setting this up was kind of weak. Also, I didn't think I could count on people having this knowledge, so I guess it had to be this way. That's fair enough. Or why couldn't you have had Pig set this up? Since in Pig's route, doesn't she have chemistry knowledge of her own? That would have been a good choice. Okay, now we can skip. Was that the last end? Yeah, that was the last end. Don't think there's anything else we can get from this. Dead. This was the right way. Arsenic. Dead. Okay, that's Hans' route down. Sheep time. Be wary. Sheep be wary. Sheep be wary. Bar mu. Tiger dragon. Guns and 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 guns. Oh, we're gonna see this again. Did you fit them into a new script? The fact that sheep contains critical knowledge doesn't help things. Okay, we've been through this. Them jumping to Horse being the one to activate this trinket is a remnant of the old version. In this case... kind of retelling a Richard Connell story. I don't actually remember if that announcement happened in Horse's route. I feel like it had. Okay, long story short, in the older version, it was pretty much had to be Horse, and everybody knew that from the start. Well, that's fair. What does this actually change? Come along, sheep. I don't know why I made bringing sheep along optional. Like I mentioned in another piece of commentary, this route came back from when I had a philosophy of putting in a lot of more useless or barely meaningful choices. Textbooks. Fun fact, this section is pretty different. This route was adapted from a previous version of the script where the death game was different. In turn, some of the specifics about this scenario have changed, including the fact that they had to stay here for 24 hours. In the original story of this, the murder takes place at night. Many are sleeping, but there are 3 guards at all times. Due to circumstances, Bunny actually ends up killing Monkey. When he's trying to cover that up, Sheep kills Pig, the 3rd guard. There's a lot about that whole thing I could go into, but it'd probably take too long to explain it all. But a fun and unintended consequence of this saga is the fact that even though it didn't make it into the final game, this scene has a big responsibility for how much of a dick Bunny was. The scene basically required Bunny to act very selfishly and manipulatively for it to work. time, I already knew Bunny wasn't going to be a great person, but at that time, he was still fundamentally a good person. I thought, you know what? If he needs to act like a worse person for this scene, why not make him a worse person? Even though the scene was removed, Bunny stayed as a worse person because I liked that character choice independent of everything else. We'll see slight remnants of this previous choice in the way Ox talks to Bunny later on. Again, in an earlier version, the conversation the gunshot interrupts is Bunny confessing his part in the crime. It's an interesting scenario. And that does make a lot of sense. Sheep killing pig in plain sight while something else is going on. While everyone else was distracted. Actually gonna go back. See if anything changes here. Oh, I can actually see this. What about the closet? What about the closet? What if there was someone hiding in there? Sheep, you're a genius. That's actually really interesting. Oh god, I closed the game. As I was saying, that's actually really interesting, how if Sheep's here, she actually directs us to... Again, to illustrate my point, I know. I'm also embarrassed by this diagram. Why is behind his back the only one that triggers? That's an interesting twist. I suppose this is the one thing that doesn't have anything to do with anything. And thus, if you bring Sheep along, she comments in the closet, and we die. Closet. And we die. Okay. That's an interesting thing I didn't know. Bring Sheep along, you investigate the wrong thing, Sheep suggests the closet, you find dog, you die. The diagram here probably would have been helpful. Yeah. But you already saw how that first attempt played out. Fair. Slight trend of Mouse kind of acting like a prick throughout the routes. It's not very noticeable since more often than not she's pretty justified. But it comes out more when she interacts with Sheep, yes! Originally in this round she bullied Sheep way more. But I figure that even though some of the jokes were funny, they were also out of character. Like I said, Mouse kinda acts like a prick, and she's not a straight up jerk or anything. She just bullies Sheep. So I toned it back so the most you see in this route is Mouse pushing Sheep around more than anything else. Like, still a bit mean-spirited, but... Funnily enough, this is one of the few times in a more mystery-themed route where you were straight up asked to name the culprit. Thought it happened more, but just the structure of a lot of these routes prevented it. What's name wrong? Bad end. Again, there's a remnant of the original version of the script in here. Originally, Monkey is dead at this point in time. So she couldn't be a suspect. If that's not the case, I had to throw in the blood thing, as well as the vague, there's something you're missing line. Alright, sit down and think. And we die. Let's work our way through here. Waiting for the 4th round results. Dead. Oh god. Just catching a slight glimpse of sheep's eyes in there scared the crap out of me there for a second. I forget where the hell I just saved. Oh, you know. What I bet I don't. Shit. Dead. Correct. Unidentified on its own. Pig's dead. I forget what the answer is here. I don't know the answer here. Alright, correct. Really? Nothing to say about Sheep's backstory? Alright then. I guess that's it for Sheep. That's it then. I still feel like Sheet's backstory is one of the weaker in the game. Because I thought about ways which would which could make it work, but I don't remember my explanations right now. I'll bring up when they come up again, but for now, may as well go with Snake and Rooster, and then we'll do Mouse Route. And this is the best of 3 choices because you get to hang out with Snake and Rooster. Correct. That's it. That's the commentary. There's a lot of places that really could have benefited from some visuals. This is one of those places. If there was a clock, it'd be way too easy. I don't remember what the correct answer is here. Oops, Snake moved to save. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Thought that who had the trinket would be a bigger deal. Only comes up in a few edge cases. Yeah, because it is one of the decision points in the route jump option. And that's about it, really. Done picking monkey, bunny, dog, tiger, dragon. Not much else to see. Instead, we're going to do the computer. Date Amadeus Bone was murdered. Was it all this really started, right, Brian? Computer unlocked, yes. I think Pig and Monkey takes us to Mouse Round. I had that, didn't I? Yes. Now we can stay silent. Notice cutting this off at the pass is another way that this route diverges from the flow of the others. Yeah, oh, yeah, she really does cut that off. To keep characterization in line, I tried to make Mouse more clever than a lot of the villains that came before her. Not as good as a murderer slash villain. And I thought a good way to establish that early would be having her come up with a technique of signaling her partner that nobody else figures out. Ten v1v1, we'd be in trouble if they could contact each other, but as it is now, that's impossible. And Rooster being Mouse's partner was really something of a matter of process of elimination. A lot of the partners had already been chosen. I'm super glad with how it worked out. Even if I could have chosen anybody, I would have given this role to Rooster. On the one hand, it seems seemingly nerves Mouse early on, which adds good tension. On the other hand, Rooster and Mouse's antics as the murderers do are just a lot of fun. Some levity in an otherwise dark route. Yeah, correct. He died twice, one, two. Yeah. Rooster is absolutely right here. More people should adopt his way of thinking. Yeah, we need more Rooster brain. Rooster and Scott Stein are doing math together. Okay, I definitely don't remember the choices here, so we're gonna just... roll up. Initially, I planned on the whole route being a choose-your-own-murder plot thing. Even more options on how to handle things. If one of your attempts were particularly bad, you could get caught midway. You mostly lead up to a big confrontation at the end where all your choices are evaluated. You could somewhat mitigate mistakes with good arguments. Unfortunately, I very, very, very quickly realized before even starting this route how much of an endeavor that would be. I couldn't justify that much work on a route that a lot of people might not even see. I still like the concept, though. I'll say that alone might be worth exploring as a whole game in its own right. Yeah. At least a significant section of another game. I don't know, I'm keeping it in the chambers just in case. That is a good one. Hiding spot. Find the door. A lot of the choices do somewhat boil down to the Goldilocks, too obvious, not obvious enough, just right formula. What can I say? It's a good formula. It works. Get a witness gets us killed, I believe. Oh, if we do risk it, we do get caught. I don't know what compelled me to add this interaction into the scene. Not sure whether or not I regret it. I do not regret it. It's the do not regret it. I love it. Location? Dead. Get a witness, keep distance. Alright, we're working something out. All decided? Appears we are. Dice are cast, so to speak. Let's see if we had a winning roll. Went to search. Searched far away. Commotion arised. Discovered body. Panicked and sad. Horse looks raged. What I don't understand is what made you go out and check on him, Rooster? Call it my primal instinct. Your primal instinct. I have a nose for danger. I can smell blood. From the manner with which Snake walked, I knew for sure he was up to something. I mean, what, wearing that mask and everything? Can you spell sinister? Yeah, that one actually makes sense. Rather showy, and we're dead. Dead. No witnesses. Dead. Alright, what was our mistake? Pant leg. Paint can. No witnesses. Dead. Shit. Alright, murder time. Pull up leg. Find the door. No witnesses. What? No. What? Hold on. The official guide is wrong, actually. It's not... Hide it behind the door. It's, fucking... Hide it in the drawer. Maybe I read that wrong, though. Anyways. We can continue now. I think framing the Kremlin bunny one of the bigger assholes is pretty fitting. Yeah, honestly, it works. Scissors. We lose. Wait you could also get Tiger's first name here. Ultimately, I preferred forcing you to spread out to find it. On Tiger? This is what Snake found. Zia body. Ah. I think I only have this scene for two reasons. One, I wanted to lengthen out this route a bit, with an easier, intermediate kill. Two, I was thinking about how people tend to assume that once they've checked a spot in hide and seek, they tend to rule it out. I was wondering if you could use that in a murder mystery. Turns out you can. I bet you could probably do a trick far more clever than what Rooster comes up with here. Probably, but it works. Use electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. Dead. This is us killing Tiger. Just hide. Here, I really just wanted someone to weaponize hiding in a room to get someone executed. Thought intentionally getting someone executed would be a more oft-employed strategy than it ended up being. It does make It does put over Mouse is really clever by having her do it. The reason that this is the choice is because it felt to me like it should be a choice. That's generally how things went with me. I tried to put choices in whenever it felt like Mouse would be split on a decision. I don't know if I always succeeded in that. I think of a few points where I do railroad a bit just to keep things from sprawling out too much, but I tried. I thought just making this choice live-death switch was pretty weak, so instead I tried to branch out the true endings. I don't know whether I prefer the Mouse alone or the murderous partners ending. I prefer the Mouse alone ending. They both have pros and cons. Let's see murderous partners to start with. Time to kill Ox. No matter what you do in this section, Ox closes in on you. It might seem frustrating, but it's meant to indicate a sort of helplessness, as he slowly reaches a conclusion, right before Mouse is forced into action. Marks the snake's dying message. And let's do the obvious cold-blooded choice. We're gonna explain this. Horse going crazy here is a function of a lot of things. For one, sheep is dead, which is something that grounds a lot. Another, the murders kept happening in a fast enough and bizarre enough fashion that he was losing trust in everybody. The record here is probably one more wrong move in Snake's Spout away from defaulting to this state there as well. That's interesting. That's pretty much what we theorized at the end of his route. Rooster lives. And now what to say about Rooster lives route. Now my preferred outcome here. Oh, I just realized something about this. I just realized something about this path. He's Themis, you're not gonna say it, but I just realized something about this path. Brian doesn't answer Mouse, not because he didn't approve of Mouse's actions, but because one, Brian was dead, two, quote-unquote Brian was also dead. Assuming Horse also killed Monkey. Then, quote-unquote Brian was also dead. Shit. That's good. God, that makes sense. Another bit that we've experienced up until this point that makes a lot more sense knowing the truth. Goddamn. Okay, true end time. Let's go with horse and sheep. Don't think we need to change this. On bunny dog. Get the second call. And now let's start the true end path. Now, first death? A slight thing of note in this is the fact that even in timelines without the crowing whatever, second call, they can still eliminate one of the traitor personalities. And yet in those timelines, Mouse doesn't think of this. I'm just gonna chalk this up to the butterfly effect. Seeing two major trinkets in a row got her thinking more about the implications or whatever. This is almost certainly sheep, giving her proclivities in other timelines. Fair enough. So, first death of the Aces route is sheep. Because, as we know, this is the route that sheep actually becomes one of the traitor personalities. Even though, does she even have a motive to kill? That was the biggest question. I don't think we ever got a satisfactory answer to. And that's where we start getting into the question of fixing Sheep's character. So I think this is the winning choice. Not for nothing, but there's a pretty big foreshadow here. Also, yeah, this is the main gating mechanic for the true end, blah blah blah. About the foreshadowing, the PNG already open is a 9. The numbers that get unlocked are 2, 3, and 4. Worthy animals for those are Ox, Tiger, and Bunny. Ox is 2nd, Tiger is 3rd, Bunny is 4th, Monkey is the... Oh. That alone isn't too damning. However, when you consider that Mouse is killed for something she discovers on the open computer, that makes it a lot worse. It's established that there's not a lot of information on those computers. They're pretty much blank. The one thing that would be accessible would be the logged-in username and the logo profile. The username is supposed to be the person's first name, and the mouse actually knows Monkey's first name. Oh, when you tie things together, a pretty clear picture starts coming together. I think most people will gloss over it, but I'd like it as a piece of foreshadowing. That's interesting. Tool. Got in. Okay, great. Tiger Avatar. What? Hold up. Success. Now, are these hints that come across when we reach the relevant point in the routes where we get that information? Like, in theory, if you didn't do all the routes, you didn't do Bunny's route, and you got here, they'd skip this hint, but if you somehow knew that Bunny's name was Jerry, could have filled this in. And I'm going to bollocks up the password here, just so we can get this ending. So we can actually go back up and remember what the... Yeah. Tool, complicit, judge, killer. Jerry is complicit. Ball. Computer wouldn't budge. Must have been rolling. Okay, dead. One actually... one already open. Single PNG file. System. Interesting when I tried to log out. Something very curious indeed. Ah, that makes sense. That when she tried to log out. It would make sense that the mouse replacement wasn't the judge. Number 9. Although that would be taking... That would have to make... Wasn't the person who should have been trying to hide what I had just found out? Why they're killing me? That late fix. Monkey was supposed to be the chief prosecutor. Fox wasn't corrupt, she certainly was. So is this a thing that Jay tried to correct in this puzzle when she inserted herself into the game? Was the login originally the chief prosecutor's name? And Jay wanted to cover up the fact that she wasn't the name associated with the number 9 and the monkey? It's a fair question. Alright, moving onward. Complicit. Done it. This is my way of locking information behind different pathways without doing some timeline jumpy bullshit. Calls upon information Mouse vaguely knows, might remember, might not. However, the reader definitely doesn't know it until they clearly do. This trick was also used with a computer. Maybe this justification isn't even needed, though, considering this whole thing takes place in the framing device of monkey hypothesizing. Honestly, while that framing device explains a lot, there are a few things with which other things look a little weird. Focused more on making everything realistic simulations, rather than simulations monkey would conceivably come up with. I don't think there is anything blatantly contradictory. When you put it through the lens that monkey's enjoying these scenarios more than just practically mapping things out, it works. I thought so. This puzzle was a remnant of the previous version of the true route, the red numbers. I actually changed a couple of sections of this third act pretty dramatically, including how to get to it. The foreshadowing and shit for this puzzle was already seeded throughout the game, and it was a decent puzzle on its own. So I left it in, even though it's a bit out of left field. Got the last trinket. Do it, we can escape. Gotta save over this. Intervene. Dead. Don't. Boom! Highly reliable path with minimal room for error. It'd be easy to arrange. It sets the stage perfectly. The intended result. That card dropped back on the table. I've got it. I hope that this moment is a really cool one. It is. It's like a signal that things are suddenly going to start going off the rails. It's the flag bearer of the new third act, which would hopefully be exciting after spending so long cooped up in the same routine. Now the real game starts. Dog starts acting differently. So the whole hypnotism thing. Ah, good, we're addressing that. I'm of two minds about it. It originally was a lot more bullshit. Now it's less bullshit, but still a little bullshit. Oh no. It can fit with the themes, and explain how Monkey felt confident in controlling Mouse. I don't think it makes or ruins anything. The finger snapping is cool, but Monkey explicitly mentions the 3 words thing, and it'd be nice if that had some payoff too. Like, I tried to find something that seemed pretty clear or common, but there wasn't anything clear. The snapping works, and the finger tapping works here. Zoom. Everyone escapes. Painting supplies, daily game night, which was slightly surreal. I'd write those scenes if it wasn't a complete pace killer. Bonus content. And besides, I could see where he was coming from with all this. Moving along. Working through the crime. Witnesses. Making things to an end, alright. You know, this sort of sticks out as a, hey, how was this accomplished? The personal canon is that Monkey assumed, given the topic of conversation, eventually someone would say something to the effect of things coming to an end. When someone said something even sort of fitting, she activates the voice line / trap. Which is why the response doesn't completely fit. If worst came to worst, she'd just say it. Fair enough. She just likes being dramatic. I like these rules. Be interested to write a scenario where a game like this actually plays out in full. Probably with a traitor or 2 or 3 for balance reasons. Or I don't know, other complex motives or complicating factors or whatever. As the characters astutely point out, as it's a bit too easy to get an everybody wins outcome. So you'd need someone to shake up the game and fuck up plans and shit. Alright, moving on. Might as well get everyone's best ending while we're here. Let's think about it. Okay, anger management. Benui. Do your best, Beam. Alright, moving along. Snake. Haunts. You're not a hero. This choice is totally meaningless. Something there to hide the fact that Rooster is going to die. Fair enough. Is there any commentary in here? Don't do it. Originally, Pig's death was a lot more short and tragic. Basically, her murder was mostly a senseless killing to heighten the tensions. Eventually, I decided that was a bit too hollow. Dog got a good send-off before his true death. Pig deserves something. Also, I wanted to change up the murder mystery inside this game, because the original one was kind of weak and out there. I decided to have Pig use some of her more technical skills, take a real stand, controlling her fate, and ultimately force the mastermind's hand. I like this version a lot better. It works nicely. I see this kind of a callback to the original scene where you're in Ox in a room and you have 4 options where you have to eventually choose them all, but you can choose the order. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 of those in this game. The scene mostly involves you and Ox theorizing, except this time Mouse is clearly the one more on the front step than Ox. It's such a reference that I literally ripped the code from the first scene, pasted it here, and changed all the dialogue. Different murder weapon. Mouse is definitely in the lead here. Okay, we're not gonna get any hints. We're not gonna use the hints here. I understand it all. There's a few things about that scene. First off, the original idea was that I really wanted a place for those who are really into the mystery-solving side of things to literally just sit down and look at everything and theorize. Originally, you were going to have to explain everything. But I thought that would be susceptible to the guess and check problem a lot of other routes have. I came up with it needing you to put in multiple answers and have them all be right to continue. Because of that, it'd be a little much to have the answer like 10 or more things, so I limited it to the big picture items. Yeah, that's fair. It feels like a balance between giving us the agency to figure out shit on our own and guess and checking each possible person and each possible choice. So that's fair. It feels just right, I think. Also, originally there wasn't a hint system. Instead of some of my playtesters banging their head against the wall for quite a while. So at their behest, I added a hint system. By credit, I already planned on something like that, but their woes expedited the process. I still wanted to reward those who could make it through without the reliance on a hint system. But I probably shouldn't spoil that for those who used it. Alright, let's do it. Monkey. Mastermind. Mastermind the race. Real killer. Somebody else. Actually, before we do that, may as well save. Did the bad end. Okay, nothing to see there. Darn. Somebody else. Time to become a monkey. One of the numerous changes I made to this final route was an increased presence of the other jurors in this final confrontation. Originally it was solely monkey versus mouse. I felt a bit monotonous, so I let all the others come in every now and then with their own insight to help out. That's a good change, I think. Because they were all a part of the overall story in some way, so in theory they should all have something to say. Another thing I realized I never really mentioned up till this point. I can actually tell what is pre-recorded and what is live based on whether the word mouse or ratted is used. Honestly, I probably missed a ton of minor things I threw in. I could probably talk about this game all day. Which is why I limited myself to only jumping in every now and then, so as to not completely consume the work. Hey now, it's my biggest regret in all the Zodiac Trial is Monkey. When I hit initially, I thought her character and motivations were pretty cool. Warped, they fit with themes. Thought it was kind of an interesting arc. Had a fun mix where her actions were dictated by both rational self-interest and irrational delusions of control. After I wrote it all out, I realized as a villain she fell a bit flat. Sort of came across as a general death game because crazy type of character. That's really not what I was going for. Tried to rewrite some of the scenes to make her stand out a bit more, make my intent more clear. I don't know. I feel like she kind of falls flat as a character on her own. You're not wrong. I don't think I got people to care enough about her connection with Mouse to act as a good twist. Necessary evil, I'd argue, to maintain the integrity of the core loop, but a shame nonetheless. Personality shift is a bit too jarring. Her new personality is a bit too generic. I don't know. I actually quite like this climax as a whole, and from that perspective I think Monkey acts as a good antagonist. USBs are pretty good MacGuffin to naturally raise the stakes. If Monkey gets out of this scenario, she has a bunch of power and the willingness to use it, continue doing crimes like this, and the whole final battle with her, the characters being whittled away one by one, yada yada. I like it all. Monkey herself as a villain? I could have done better. Good on you, fair on you to admit that. I respect that. Even Monkey bullies sheep. Sheep. It'd be hard to just leave her out at this point. Even Monkey bullies sheep. Poor sheep. These are all useless. See, it sort of parallels the one in the mouse route. This one works a bit better, I think, because it's reinforcing the theme with the gameplay. And perhaps too blunt a way, but I digress. The one in the mouse route being the ox choices where he figures out your crimes regardless. You want to do something, but all your choices end in failure. I think both of those scenes stand apart from each other on their own 2 feet. They're both cool in their own ways. Oh. Prove that. One final game, you versus me, winner takes all. And we're done. The scene is pretty cheesy, so I tried to play it as tongue-in-cheek as possible. That whack came in the form of Rooster. Hello, Rooster. Unlocked for too long. Okay, so some of you may be wondering, why didn't Rooster's explosive go off if he didn't put in action last round? If you're wondering that, congratulations, you're more astute than all my playtesters and also myself. This is a pretty big plot hole that I didn't even think about until way too late. But in my defense, nobody else did either. Fair enough. I think they were all too preoccupied with the, conclusion of the story. Luckily, I caught it before too late. I wrote in a little justification scene in the Rooster interview. Really is a sweep away this issue response, but, well, yeah. Yeah, this is the Rooster going, why the hell didn't it blow up? And then just going, oh, right. I disconnected it. A bit cheap, but it works, I suppose. Naturally, we're going to pocket it. Ah, there's an author theme of mine, rearing its ugly head. I don't know why, but a number of stories I have thought up or planned out end with a character being faced with a choice of what to do with a USB or thumb drive or something. Like I said, no idea why I'm apparently obsessed with this concept. I guess it was inevitable it'd end up in the first game I made as well. Fair enough. I'm not sure how the decision to make everyone's epilogues dependent on Mouse's conversations with them came about. I guess when I wanted to feed into the feeling of infinite endings with the Black Joker. Also the idea that for the first time it's real life, so the decisions do really matter. In a way that can't easily be taken back. One of the interview unlocks I had to delegate which outcomes were a character's good ending. But I actually think a number of them are debatable. I know at least one person arguing to me that the best outcome for Bunny was the one where he just rots in his cell for the rest of his life. And I understand the sentiment. Yeah. Question of can Bunny be redeemed? And I get that Bunny probably deserves to rot in the cell for the rest of his life, but at the same time, following through the arc that was set up in his route, which he may have been ham-fisting, exaggerating, but following through with that arc, where Bunny joined the police to do better, perform them from within. It is kind of nice to see him actually follow through with that, with a bit of prodding, and a reminder that he's in the shit. But you don't have to be in the shit, you can stand up and be better. A hopeful ending. That it? The end. Oh, no outro from Themis? Okay, that's okay. We do have this now. What is this? Did you hear the news? Yeah, about the poor Miss Hanson. Oh, look how she ended up. I liked her, I really did. Yeah, no. Met her when I visited Hightower. That place reeked to high heaven. Smelled the exact scent of our dear pawn-pushing pal. Thought I'd sow a little chaos as a gift. Digging around a little, turns out no, this place was being run by this hack called Amadeus. Yeah, absolutely no relation. Really killed my buzz. Anyways, while I was there, I met with our would-be mastermind. I don't know how I do it. How I do it all the time. Really, I impress myself. I have a nose for this sort of thing. Even though our meeting was brief, I got into a pretty deep conversation with her. Met Monkey. I could sense the darkness inside her. She was perfect. Exchanged contact info. Promised I'd see her before too long. And from there, well, maybe I did wait too long. What can I say? I was busy. Time flies when you're having fun. Did plan on coming back for her, I promise. Well, they did plan to make her one of my monkeys. Oh. It's quite ironic. Because while I was gone, all on her own, she made herself her own monkey. She was a monkey under her own control. Look how that ended up for her. Guess that's what happens when someone like that goes without leadership. Like mine. Oh, I know you already know this. You've always been my most reliable. But looking into her story, it's clear she wasn't a huge loss. The technical skill was there, but she lacked the art of it all. A shame, nonetheless. Moving on. We've had our fun for quite some time. You know I love having fun. Want to keep having fun? Well, we got to get rid ourselves of the forces that seek to smother us. Right. It's time to take an earnest shot at them. Don't worry about it. They've hardly been handling us when we were just messing with them. You really think they stand a chance when he gets serious? Teaser. Future stories from Hightower. The man who masterminds the monkeys? Who knows? Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes buttered till the end. And maybe we'll see down the line. This will be it for everything gameplay related with the Zodiac Trial. I think at this point we've seen everything we possibly could. We got the bonus interview room. We've seen all the director's commentary I think we're going to see. And it was really insightful. It took like over 3 hours worth of recording, all in all, but it was really insightful in a lot of ways. So I'm glad I did it. And I hope you enjoyed this look, this developer's commentary on the Zodiac Trial. Or I suppose the player's commentary of the director's commentary of the Zodiac Trial. As I had to interject my own 2 cents in all the time. But alas, this'll be it. Till next time, see you around.